broken. The first match is out the way, and we are well and truly off to the races in our 24-25 season. Kind of. We still need a win to really get things up and raring to go. But up next, Celtic. Welcome to the second preview of pre-season. Ladies and gentlemen, it's ended. Hey! 10 o'clock. Please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. And with that said, following a rather lackluster 2-2 draw in the end. It was clear as day. It was clear as day on the night that the second half displayed flaws. It displayed most of, if not all, the flaws that there are to sort of take away from the game. The scoreline was extremely generous, I thought. The goals that they scored kind of gave it to them. I'm not trying to take anything away from them, but it was a little bit, shit on our part. Not great. More importantly, and not to play the sore loser advocacy or whatever, it's pre-season. It's a friendly. It is, of course, worrying at the same time, but in hindsight, once we reflect, it is clear that these things are to be expected after just one game. Now, listen, hear me out. People were saying the argument of, Pochettino, he was brand spanking new. He was fresh out the box, and he managed 5-0 against these people. It's a completely different side. They're a newly promoted side. They've got the, momentum. They're doing bits. They're doing wonders. They're going to be in the Premier League in a couple of seasons' time, no doubt. And it's just not the same kettle of fish, to say the least. Plenty of teams have struggled. No less than Manchester City, who in fact lost to our opponents 4-3 the other day, even after coming back from 3-1 down. The 10-time and current Scottish League champions are unbeaten in pre-season, having won 3 and drawn 1. Total goals scored from Celtic sits at 11 in their opening 4 matches, including the aforementioned 4 goals they netted against the current English champions. Chelsea are the final stop in their pre-season campaign before they play Kilmarnock next Sunday as they kick off a title defending season once again. So they've got a lot to play for. I mean, it's not like they don't like us. Put it that way. They don't like us. So that's even more of a reason for them to fight and win, given that we're in America. I thought that was fitting. But no, it's more of a reason for them to absolutely try and grab us by the scruff of the neck and carry on their momentum. They're like I say, they're unbeaten in 4 games, including 1 game against Manchester City that they had obviously before this game. At a far more respectable 9 p.m. UK time kickoff. I do not have to go to bed at 7 o'clock in the evening, wake up at 2, and then hope for the best that they're going to start on time. The 2 sides meet for the first time since 2006, which was, of course, well, not of course, but it was a club friendly back then. It ended 2-2. And before then, 2004, where the match ended 4-2 to Chelsea. Unless I am sorely mistaken of the history of these 2 clubs meeting, they've never met in a competitive setting, which is absolutely bizarre to me. I feel like that we must have played against each other at some point in time, but apparently not. Listen, looking back on the Wrexham game, there were obviously standout performances here and there. I felt like the goalkeeper situation, Sanchez has been giving it they're giving it the big and about I'm going to be the number 1 and all that, and then you've got Bergstrom coming on being an absolute, well, I don't want to be rude about him, but it's all the same. It's just he didn't really put up a case for himself, did he? Obviously, Petrovic is still injured. He's back in England recovering, but it was what it was. It was there to be seen for what it was worth. The first game of a pre-season. It was what it was. 75% possession to their 25. We had 11 shots, 3 on target. and 2 big chances. Wrexham had 6 shots, 4 on target, and 1 big chance. I wanted to mention as well, Madueke, silly yellow cards. Levi Colwill getting in a bit of fisticuffs early on in the game. I think 3 minutes or so. It didn't take him long. So it's a notable pattern, I must say, of Mr. Levi Colwill's temperament. His temperament, a short fuse, I would say. How you're kicking off that quickly, I don't know. It just seemed a little bit strange. It seemed like there was something else there, but I don't know. I haven't really seen if there's any sort of background to that. Again, Sanchez wasn't tested too much. Tosin wasn't amazing, wasn't bad. Badiashile, much the same. Colwill, decent, but again, weird temperament there. The list goes on. Mark Guew, I hope to see him start. I hope to see him get at least 60, 65 minutes, hopefully, before we see any sort of replacements. So I'm under Breuer. I think is Jackson joining us now? Perhaps. I don't know. Team news. And I think it remains just Mudryk that is out injured, with Dewsbury Hall looking likely to gain his debut for the club after missing out due to a knock in the build-up to our match against Wrexham. In terms of starting 11s, it's once again a guessing game, as it was in the first match. I think when I joined the stream to talk to, do the watch along with Alex again, playback.tv/Alex Goldberg will be live again for that. I think it was like I was shocked that Badiashile was starting, which again I'm not going to lie. That said, with one game out the way, we may begin to see partnerships, see things coming together where Enzo Maresca is hoping to trial out a few options here and there that we'll obviously end up seeing more regularly in the actual season. But overall, I expect us to feel somewhat the same from the get-go, and then go through the motions throughout the game. In terms of predictions, I think 2-2 against Wrexham came as a bit of a big surprise to many, but once again, once it was happening, we were sat at 2-1 down, twiddling our thumbs. It seemed inevitable. It's Chelsea doing this again. It seemed like we'd seen it before. With Celtic swinging for the absolute fences in their games, and with momentum coming out of their win against Manchester City the other day, and of course moving on to their first game of the league campaign in just a week's time, I think Celtic will be absolutely looking to cause not an upset necessarily. I think we're very similar, but looking to get that win, not a draw, a win. With that said, Enzo Maresca's Chelsea will be looking to improve on our previous result. Fingers crossed, I hope. Anyway, with Celtic's 4 matches seeing 23 goals, expect to see quite a few. I would say 3-3 is the final score that I'm going to be going with. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your predictions down below as we fight another time, another game, another match in, this time, Indiana. I'll see you then tomorrow for the stream.